There are countless films that the film nerd would cite as the introduction of queerness into cinema, so it's hard to pick just one as the mother of gay movies. Some may quote the Rocky Horror Picture Show, a cult classic film that is still beloved today for both its counterculture take on heterosexual relationships and its campy looks. Others may choose Brokeback Mountain, a Western classic that many filmgoers cite as the quintessential gay film, winning 8 Academy Awards. And while it's definitely not the first queer movie ever made, some may credit Moonlight, the first queer film to win the Oscars for Best Picture. From fan favorite Call Me By Your Name to the mainstream Love, Simon, Hollywood has its fair share of mainstream and underground queer films. But when we talk about LGBT representation in Chinese, especially Hong Kong cinema, there's a key movie that both art house film nerds and international film buffs point to as game-changing: Wong Kar-wai's Happy Together. Directed by one of the best minds in the Hong Kong film industry, Happy Together is a story about love and loss, push and pull, starring Chinese cinema darling Tony Leung, Leung Tu-wai, and a gay icon, Leslie Cheung, Zhou Gong-wing, as lovers Lai Yufei and Ho Po-wing. The movie explores the tumultuous relationship between a man who's deathly afraid of commitment and a man who can't help but love him anyways. Taking place in Argentina, we follow the two characters over the course of a few years, watching them break up and come back to each other, looking for a way to make enough money to get them back to Hong Kong. Our hearts can't help but ache for the two men who are deeply in love, but deeply flawed within. But just because the film is probably one of the most famous pieces of Chinese queer cinema, did it really have the influence on LGBT representation on screen and in reality as it is credited to have? We can't talk about queer Hong Kong film without talking about its icon, muse, and trailblazer, Leslie Cheung. Cheung is to this day one of China's most well-known gay celebrities and was loved by fans regardless of his sexuality. Many notable queer Chinese films star Leslie, all of which came out before Happy Together. But not all of Cheung's movies changed the public opinion on the LGBTQ community. His first movie, All's Well Ends Well, uses many gay stereotypes and can be read as a mockery of trans women. Many of Leslie's roles, at best, use gayness as the punchline of a joke. So when we consider movies that have an impact on the Chinese audience, Happy Together's main competitor is another Cheung film, Farewell My Concubine. Farewell My Concubine is a film about a young boy who works in the Beijing Opera as an actor who plays female roles. He struggles with his sexuality and the relationship between the stage and reality as he begins to fall in love with the man playing his male love interests. Farewell was one of China's first films not to mock or make fun of queer relationships. Rather, it told the tragic story and the struggles of hiding one's sexuality. It garnered sympathy from the public for once bringing the fear and stigmatization that the LGBT community faced to light. It was also the movie that solidified Leslie as an international symbol for the Chinese gay community. After its international success, a new wave of queer movies were being made. In these movies, queer characters were finally being depicted as human, not as comedy. But while Farewell changed the industry by leaps and bounds, it was Happy Together that was able to reach the viewers in an empathetic, not sympathetic way. Wong treats his characters as solely human, putting their story of codependency and loneliness before their queer identities. Their gayness is not questioned in the film, and they even have relations with other men, facing more discrimination for being Chinese in Argentina than being gay. Starring 2 huge movie stars and a Tarantino-level director, the movie reached even further than Farewell, and its universal message of being unable to let go of someone you love cements it for me as a wide-reaching film that normalizes queer relationships and a world where discrimination based on sexuality doesn't exist. It's hard to declare whether Farewell My Concubine or Happy Together is the more impactful film, but the legacy that both films and Leslie himself has left is undeniable. Leslie Cheung passed away in 2003 from taking his own life. If he were still alive today, he'd be able to see the incredible queer stories being told in Chinese and international film. China and Hong Kong are still not void of homophobia, but the gay communities have been fighting for rights, and the public is slowly opening their eyes to their persistence. Happy Together has definitely made its mark on queer representation. Thanks for watching.